It's definitely the experience is crazy, but I mean that's kind of been I guess all of our dreams, and that was like one of my biggest dreams, and it's just kind of surreal. It's awesome. So yeah,
How'd you react initially when you didn't win the job like outright?
it definitely was a thing that I had to like really think about. I was like, because I mean, red shirt, working hard, then going into my red shirt freshman year, I was thinking that I was going to get it, but me and Sean battled the whole way, and most respect towards Sean. Love him, and I think nothing has changed between us. We're still really close and help each other.
What did you do to kind of stay prepared in the meantime while you waited for your chance?
Just, I mean, during practice, I was still taking the 2 reps, and I think just practicing like I was going to play was the only thing that I could do. So that was really what I was doing.
Were you kind of expecting a chance to come, or were you kind of just putting your head down and grinding there?
As in, are you saying like,
Like,
did
were
I?
you expecting to see the field?
I think I was told that I might have a chance just to get in because if I were to play, he didn't want Coach Link didn't want my first punt to be against a really big team, and he was like, "Just be ready." And then I stayed warmed up the whole game, and I got a shot.
With your last game, you're heavily tied to the punter position. Did you kind of feel like you were destined to be a punter, or was there like maybe a time you thought maybe there's another position on the field for maybe another sport?
I in high school I played basketball, volleyball, and football, and then my freshman and sophomore year for football I played a little bit of quarterback. But I mean, growing up with my dad punted. It was kind of I mean it's a free coach 24/7. So I mean
Was there a moment growing up where you knew like punting's what you wanted to do, or
I definitely think freshman year was where I started really taking it a lot more seriously because I thought like okay I can actually do this like if I actually work at it more and more and I just stuck with that.
When Coach told you that you'd be starting against Auburn, what was your reaction then? And then after the incredible day you had, how did you feel after the game?
Same thing. I mean, I think it's the same. I mean, I was practicing the 3 weeks that I wasn't starting the same way that I'm practicing now. I don't really think there's that much of a difference because even in practice now, it's still competition. There's no, I mean, it's not guaranteed. Just like we saw 2 weeks ago. I mean, there's no really difference, but it's kind of head down and do the best that I can.
Jack, your uncle and cousin punters too? I mean, is it genetic? Can it be? Or is it just everybody just kind of learned that that's what you're good at?
Yeah, I think my dad and my uncles when they start punting, I think they uh, they kind of like led the way obviously, and then my cousin started, and then I started, and then it was kind of just like I actually have a little brother who's not punting, and that's like the big thing in our family. But uh, yeah, I mean it's just kind of what I was taught to do, I guess.
Yeah. What was your recruiting like? Did you have other kind of walk-on offers, and what led you here?
Right. Yeah, I had a couple. I had a couple other walk-on offers. What led me here was Coach Link and at the time Coach Kurz. I was talking to them, and they just told me the opportunity that I had, and I trusted Link and I trusted Kurz, and I'm here, and I love it. I love it. Yeah.
With you and your cousin kind of both battling for jobs this offseason, were y'all like talking about it, or is it?
Yeah, I definitely kept in touch. Probably every other week we called each other, and yeah, I mean, I don't really have as much advice to give him as he has to me. So I would call him, ask him questions more on like drops. I'd send him some film, my steps, and all of that, and he would help me.
68-yard punt, and you had 4 punts that went inside the 20 and 3 that were over 50 yards. Like, does it any of that in a way surprise you when it's like that, when it's going like that?
I think not much of a. I mean, it's not. How do I word? I don't think it wasn't like. Wait, can you ask that again? Can you ask that again?
Yeah.
So I could word it right.
So the punt, you hit pretty great punt day, 4 inside the 20 and 3 that were over 50 yards, including the 68-yarder. When something like that especially against the SC team, or is it kind of like I prepare for this type of thing? I know I got it.
I think it's definitely prepare. I mean, coming in here, you're going to play against SEC teams. I think the best thing that helped me was kind of just thinking like, okay, I got my first 2 punts out of the way last week, and then my first punt at Auburn, and then I think that right after the first punt, you kind of just like, you know what's gonna come, you know what's happening, and I like to get that first punt out of the way, not disregarding it, but I think once you get the first punt, it's kind of you start rolling. I think you get ready.
Building off that, is there like a personal goal you kind of set for yourself when you're like the starter now?
I really want my net to stay at or above 45. I think that's a reasonable goal to stay at, and that's what I want. But I mean, if it's not and it's lower, then I mean, I just need to keep working. But that's my goal.
You mentioned drops and stuff, and just what are some little things that you've picked up specifically from your cousin, from your dad, just being around that you know, that you might not get from playing in high school and punting in high school, but what are some of those small things that you've incorporated in your own game?
It's definitely my family, we drop it with the underhand, and most people hold it like this. So a lot of things is like figuring out, because me and my cousin's hand are not the same size, and it's kind of figuring out where your fingers will fit. And then step-wise, in high school, up until my junior year of high school, I was a 1.5 step, and now I'm like a 2.5 to 3. And I think it's definitely like, as I was growing as a punter, you kind of just feel like, because my dad didn't do 3 steps, so it was kind of like at some point you kind of have to do what's comfortable for you, and that's what I think with Ryan too. Ryan the same way. He did the same thing in high school, and it's kind of just thinking like, do you hold it for when you sky the ball? Do you hold it like this or like this? And it's kind of just small stuff that'll actually help in the long run.
And when you were growing up thinking about, wanting to be a punter and transitioning into that, who were some guys that you watched on film, maybe some professionals or people that you've kind of tried to model some techniques off of or anything like that?
I think the biggest one was later, but I mean, obviously Ryan. Ryan in college, I watched all of his games, but I think the biggest one when in recruiting was kind of just switching between watching the different college punters, just to kind of see like what you have, because there's a big difference between high school football and college football, and I think trying to mold into what college football is like is the best thing that you could possibly do.
So, obviously, you don't really talk about punters much in the mainstream, but how technical is the position, and what do you think people need to understand about how technical the position is?
I think it's a lot more mental than everybody would describe it as. I mean, there's a lot of things that you really have to worry about. First, you have to catch the ball, obviously. And then, but like the steps, you have to be on the right track. You can't run into the shield. You can't take long enough steps. You have to make sure that your drop isn't too far inside or too far outside. So it's a lot of mental things, and that's why like during practice, it's always good to just go over those things, because once you go out there, you black out. It's kind of just like, okay, this is what you did for the past 8-9 years, whatever you're practicing. Then you just go out there and it's kind of just like natural. It's like I didn't even think about it. I was more nervous and just getting it done, and then it kind of happened.
And when you officially won the job, who was telling you that you won the job, and what was it like in that moment?
It was the depth chart. I actually walked in and I saw it on the depth chart, and the first thing I did was I texted my dad, and I was like, "Hey, this is the depth chart, whatever." And then I actually just went out to practice. Or we went to meetings and practice, and I was kind of just ready. Yeah.
Jack, you were talking about the mental side there. In the second half of Auburn and on the road at an SEC team, you kind of became one of the main players on the field there. What was that mental experience like when you're out there back-to-back series?
I personally think that the more that I went out there at Auburn, for me, not good for the team, but for me, I think it was better because I was getting more comfortable. Every time I went out there, I was more relaxed. I was more kind of in tune. I was like, okay, this is where I need to put the ball. This is where I'm going to put the ball. I didn't think it was like getting more scary as the time went on. I think I was getting more relaxed. More reps in my position is better for me.
So you played some quarterback in high school?
Yeah, but yeah,
Lobby for some fakes or anything?
I can throw it, but I'm not a quarterback. Yeah.
What's the speed looking like? Are you doing any fake punts? You know, taking them out here and then running with it.
I mean, I would if they told me to do it, but I mean, yeah.
Your last high school play was a fake punt, right?
Yes.
And so how many yards did you rush for on that fake?
I could not tell you, but I mean, I think I got the first. I mean, I did get the first down. I did get tripped up by like the returner, which is a little heartbreaking. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Do you give any credit to your mom as well? If she was a soccer player in college?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think there's no. I think actually a lot of the athleticism came. Sorry, Dad. I think it came from my mom's side. A lot of their family members are played sports, and yeah, I think equally athletic. I think I got it from both sides. Yeah.
Jack, during your kind of competition with Sean, was there anything that you kind of took away from him, him being here a little bit longer and everything like that? Was there anything that he kind of taught you or gave glimpses?
For sure. The past 2 years, Grant, when he was here last year, and Sean both helped me like a lot. I mean, just even with the steps, Sean and Grant would say, dude, you're way too long, or dude, you looked a little off. I think that's the best part about being in this situation with the two punters that we're battling, was that it was never like, oh, I'm mad at this guy. It was like, okay, when we went out, it was like, okay, Sean, this is what I think you did, and he was the same way. Jack, this is what you did. There was never like, I actually lived with him for like 2 weeks in between rents, and I lived with him, and we would just sit down and watch film. It was never like mad or angry, nothing. I love Sean, yeah.
Anything else for Jack? Thank you, sir.
Hey,
We've got Harrison Mevis on the podium if you've got questions for Harrison.
Harrison, you're one of the most accurate kickers in the nation. When something like that happens, you miss the shot. Well, what lessons can you take away from it? And how was the game after?
Yeah, I mean, really just that every kicker is going to miss at some point in their career, and it's really just about how you rebound, how you come back and respond.
How have you responded? What have you done in practice this week?
Nothing different. Nothing different. I'll respond on Saturday.
How important is it that you stick with your routine and you don't start fiddling with stuff and try to fix things?
Yeah.
Unless there are things to fix.
I mean, throughout the season, there's probably some little tweaks that you can do, but really you don't want to mess with much, because then that's where you start to, you're pushing one, you're missing, it's just like you don't want to move much as a kicker. So some guys do that and they get in trouble with, one thing and bad habits and stuff like that. So.
Now that you've had time to look at it, what went wrong on that?
Just pushed it. Didn't hit a clean ball. Looked up. Didn't go through it. Yeah, just didn't hit a good ball. Towed it.
When you get back to the locker room or post locker or whatever, who are some of those guys who are coming over to you immediately and just saying, keep your head up, we know you're still right now?
Yeah. Honestly, everyone. It wasn't one person. Sean. Just everyone. Dan. Everyone. Coaches. Everyone.
I know that they told you that in the bus, but to hear Coach say that yesterday, kind of say, I have full confidence in you. What does that mean to you that Coach never wavered at all?
Yeah, no, it means a lot to have Coach Drink, Coach Link, everyone's confidence, and even in the team, I feel, it helps a lot, and just to even I've had that confidence and trust from them since day one, and it means a lot. It really helps me out a lot. So.
Harrison, where's your confidence level at? Considering you've made a lot more game-winning field goals than you think about that when it comes to bouncing back this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm as confident as ever. I hit really good. I don't think I missed. It's really just next kick mentality, and I'm very confident that I'm gonna make my next kick. So.
How bad do you want an opportunity to go out there and do that again?
I'll eventually, you don't really. It's really not about thinking about that miss. It's the next kick. I'm not really worried about it. So.
Anything else for Harrison?
Harrison, you took like sole possession of the 50-yard list for Mizzou 2 weeks ago. Does that ever like set in your mind when you made that kick?
I don't think so. I think I had to go back and look at the record books after I made that to know that. But no, it was pretty cool. So.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys.
We've got Dominic Lovett at the podium if you've got questions for Donald.
Back-to-back 100-yard games. You're leading the SEC in receiving. We talked about confidence after that win, Christian, but to get 102 yards and making that big catch at the end of regulation, where are we at now when facing the number one team in the nation?
I'm gonna quote Kobe: "The job's not done." So that game was a lesson. Every game we thriving and growing. So we got a big opportunity in front of us. So all I'm doing is just focusing ahead on Georgia. So just got to take it one game, one play at a time. And Saturday we gonna see what the outcome is.
Dominic, besides just the position change, how do you explain being the guy who you were last season to now leading the league in receiving?
I just had to find a love for that game again. Honestly, I just had to find that no matter what happened outside of football, once you come and put on the Mizzou black and gold colors, everything goes out the door. It's time to work, and we just got to look towards our next opponent. Big thing I would say is getting more into my playbook, learning the concept of plays, not just knowing what I got, but knowing the concept. That way I could be more versatile. They can move me wherever I need to be, and I would know, and I wouldn't be lost. So big thing, getting in the playbook and being more versatile.
Said finding that love for the game again what was that specific point where you found it again? Was it sometime in the off season? Was it first game or something like that? When did you feel like you had?
When I started liking workouts, I feel like I have found the love in it. Cause not too many people like working out. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Not too many people like working out. But when I started to see like the difference in my body, me starting to hit PRs that I thought I couldn't or I knew I could, it just took me multiple times to hit it. That's when I found the love in it. When the team started to not even worry about the outcome, we was just fighting for each other, keeping our heads up. That's when I found the love for it. Cause now we are a team. So. Yeah.
Dominic, the end of regulation, just how much of an adjustment did you have to make on that? Was it just looked like just a go route out of the slot? But what happened there?
It was an S fade, which in the wide receiver room we call that slot fade. So it's where like you basically get up on a man, and it's like we call it a raid route. So it's like you're evading him to get to your landmark. It's a big play. I looked at Brady. Brady looked at me. He said, "Damo, let's rock." When he threw the ball, I actually lost it in the sun. But, like, the last second when it came out the sun, I seen it. I just stuck my hands out and just stuck to me. So that was a big momentum play. So that's why Coach Peeler all the coaches always stress a display mentality because it can always just be that one play away that can change the game. So you just had to, no matter what the circumstances was, the crowd noise, none of that time, display mentality because everything could change in a matter of one play. So display mentality.
Talk a lot with you and Brady Cook as far as you guys' connection, especially on deep passes this year. You mentioned something that seems like you're sort of a safety blanket. Has he brought up the name Damo the safety blanket? That's what he said after I brought it up to him.
He said what?
He called you Damo the safety blanket. First off, how do you like that name?
It's childish, but I like it. It's goofy, so I like it.
Do you feel like you're that safety blanket for him, or is that what you try to be, a receiver tries to be for a QB?
Being in the slot gives you more freedom than being on the outside. Being on the outside, you're more pressed up, and a guy's more in your face. Being in the slot, you have the freedom to dictate what the defender gonna do, cause he playing you 8 to 10 yards off. So if you get up on him with speed, give him a move, and you get him leaning one way, 9 out of 10, you got them beat, and the quarterback just got to put the ball there. So me and Brady, we just after practice, sometimes before practice, he tell me where I got to be. I'm there. He throw it. I go get it. So that's just kind of been my mentality in slot. I always tell any QB that's in the backfield, you throw it, I'm going to go get it. You just got to trust me. And that game alone was when he trusted me. And I appreciate that.
What are you telling Luther right now? Because he's going through some freshman struggles that he probably went through last year and just trying to learn the game at the speed.
I actually told him that. I was like, it's just a freshman thing. Not every freshman goes through it. Some freshmen are blessed to be, as soon as they come in, great person uses Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers came into Georgia. They used him immediately. Some players, you got to sit back, but that's just part of football. It's just a process. And I told him that his time going to come. He's just got to be patient. Patient is a very big word, even though patient is big for everybody because you yourself might not see the vision, but you just have to be patient and eventually everything fall in place. And I ain't being religious, but, you just got to keep God first and just put everything in his hands and let everything fall in place. So I told him we're going to be all right. We just got to keep pushing, display mentality, and we're going to be all right.
I know Georgia was one of the schools that was recruited pretty high. Have you seen anything different from them this week when you're preparing for this team?
Have I seen anything different from them? No, sir. I honestly just look at them as another opponent on the schedule, considering that they are number one. But me personally, I kind of look at everybody the same. Whoever guarded me, you put your pants on how I put my pants on. We do everything about the same. You wake up, brush your teeth. I wake up, brush my teeth. I put my pads on, you put your pads on. So it's just all about who wanted more, who going to push themselves more to make that next play, who going to put their life on the line to win the game. So that's what I be thinking. Anybody in front of me, we basically the same. So let's get to it.
Anything else for Dom? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We've got Mitchell Walters at the podium if you've got questions for Mitchell.
Mitchell, you go from playing a few snaps here and there to going out there and every play at SEC road games. What was that experience like for you?
It was a great opportunity, I thank the coaches for the opportunity to be out there and stuff. But it's always been a dream of mine to be out there. I'm a Missouri guy and stuff, and being surrounded by the great group of guys I'm with, they just help me settle down. Just after the first couple plays, I'm like, oh, it's just football. You've been doing it for however long, so.
Were there a lot of nerves, or did you feel like you held your own out there?
I was a little nervous, but after I got out there, just started going away and started playing. Like I said, you've been playing football for 10 years now or whatever it is, and it's just base football rules.
Mitch, how did Connor Wood help you in making that adjustment in the starting lineup? And then when Zeke got hurt, he moved out to right tackle. Did that help you a little bit? Being able to play next to him, somebody you're always working with.
Yeah, Woody's always been supportive of helping me out, working on different things. We work on different stuff after practice. We always comment on different stuff that we do during practice. Like we come over to silent, hey, work on this, or hey, did you see this? So it was just good to be out there with him. Zeke's he was also a great guy to play next to. But
I know a couple weeks ago, Coach was kind of saying you were trying to find the right guys that make up the offensive line. What's that battle like now? Is it still kind of going? You still kind of have to hold your spot in that competition?
Oh, it's always a competition every day. You know how it is in football. We're always competing. So no matter who's there, we're always pushing each other and competing.
Obviously, Georgia, number one team in the nation, and had a great defense for years. When you see this defensive line, is there different preparation? Are you doing something just a little bit different this weekend to prepare for them?
They're a great group of guys. I think it's going to be a great opportunity. We've just been focusing, on ourselves and focusing on just fundamentals and getting ourselves done right, and being prepared for what's to come, whoever we're playing against.